Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that everyone turn your cell phone and pagers, if you have them, to the silent mode in respect of the ceremonies this afternoon. I thank you. Graduates, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Alumni Council, professors emeriti, faculty and staff, parents, distinguished guests, family and friends, it is my pleasure and distinct honor to welcome you to the 83rd Annual Commencement Exercises of Southern College of Optometry. A lot of you may notice the pins, the CB pins, that the students and the faculty are wearing over their hearts. Earlier this year, SCO mourned the untimely passing of one of the members of the class of 2016, Craig Baxter. At the request of his classmates, we pause to honor Craig's memory. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. I know today's graduates join me in extending a special welcome to their family and friends whose love and support have helped to make this day possible. Please join me in showing our appreciation. A little less than 4 years ago, we were privileged to welcome this class to the SCO campus. Today, the members of the class of 2016 become our colleagues. To all assembled here, thank you for joining us in celebrating the entrance of these outstanding women and men into the profession of optometry. Graduation day is truly a day of great significance, not only for those receiving diplomas, but also for our college and for our profession. As a whole, your class has demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to service, to the community, and to the college. We expect great things from you and look forward to recognizing your accomplishments throughout your careers as alumni. At this time, I would ask Catherine Brown, President of the Class of 2016, to come forward to present the class address. Catherine?
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, is this on? I'm so honored to be standing in front of you all today. As Dr. Reich said, I'm Katie Brown. I'm the class of 2016 president. My classmates already know this, but you'll soon find out that I'm a planner. I like numbers and Excel spreadsheets and countdowns. My latest countdown is a particularly good one. We're about T-minus 20 minutes from becoming doctors of optometry. This glorious day has been a long time coming for the class of 2016. In case you're not quite familiar with exactly how the last 4 years of optometry school have treated us, we've been here in Memphis for 11 semesters. That comes to 1,464 classes if you never skipped one to practice for lab, 936 hours in lab, not including those times you skipped class to practice or came in to dilate on the weekends, and 3,072 hours in clinic. We've taken 25 hours of national board exams totaling 850 questions and a 414 item practical exam. We've also experienced 4 formals known as the eyeball, 2 Omega Delta Halloween parties, 7 parties on the Ridge, and my personal favorite, 2 class beard growing contests. Needless to say, there have been countless events that have made the last 4 years of optometry school unforgettable. Without the love we receive from our family and friends, we would not have gotten through the program. But without the endless support of those we encounter every day at the Southern College of Optometry, I venture to say the same. From being handed a string on the first day of theory lab to cleaning out our 4th year locker room, the support we have received is immeasurable. To try to demonstrate this endless support, I'd like to share 2 anecdotes. When I was interviewing here, I drove an hour to the airport, got on a plane to lay over in Houston, and landed in Little Rock. Then I rented a car and drove 3 hours to Memphis for my interview late the night before. The next day, I was frazzled and exhausted and nervous. I followed Mike Robertson's instructions, go through the front doors, check in at the security desk immediately to the left, and receive my name badge. I walked into the wonderful and welcoming smile of security guard Joyce. She asked me my name, where I was from, and gave me suggestions on places to go and eat while I was in town. My whole demeanor changed with just this little show of support, and I knew that this place just had to be special. I left so excited to attend SCO. After the impressiveness of the interview wore off, a few weeks later, I figured the hospitality extended to everyone, and she would treat me like any normal stranger come orientation in the fall. I walked in that same front door 9 months later to Joyce welcoming me by my name. Over the years, I found that everyone has experiences like this with members of the SCO community. We have support from all sides, all the time, for any reason, even when they may not be aware of how badly we need it. Fast forward to fall semester second year. I'm not going to lie, I totally bombed that second systemic pharmacology exam. I will never forget. I thought, oh, I must have skipped a question or something and bubbled it wrong on the Scantron. Everything's wrong after question 12, obviously. So I marched up to Pharm Professor Dr. Enzer's office and asked to see my exam. Well, nope. I had indeed bubbled the exact wrong answers on my test. Feeling overwhelmed, I started questioning my abilities to get through the curriculum without failing out. He told me, don't sweat it, it's hard to become a doctor. And even he struggled with some of those concepts at first. Dr. Enzer didn't treat me like I was some grade-grubbing student. He treated me like I was going to be his colleague one day and gave me just the pep talk I needed to get through finals week. He is one of the many faculty members who have helped mold us into the confident clinicians that we have become. When the class of 2016 walked into orientation 1,345 days ago, we were all strangers. Over the past 4 years, we have become a family. We've been through some of the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, standing by each other no matter what. The bonds we have made through our chosen profession will span the miles between us as we embark on our future endeavors. The love I feel for these people behind me absolutely cannot be expressed. I wish nothing but the best for each and every one of you. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2016.
Our commencement speaker today will be formally recognized later in the program with an honorary degree. United States Senator John Bozeman was raised in Fort Smith, Arkansas. While completing his pre-optometry requirements, he played football for the University of Arkansas Razorbacks. In 1977, he received his Doctor of Optometry degree from SCO and co-founded a private practice with his brother in Northwest Arkansas. He went on to establish the low vision program at the Arkansas School for the Blind in Little Rock. 15 years ago, he was elected to the United States House of Representatives in a special election and subsequently was reelected 4 more times. In 2010, he successfully ran for the United States Senate, making him the only optometrist in the Senate. It is interesting to note that one of his fellow senators, Kentucky's Rand Paul, is an ophthalmologist. Eye doctors are well represented on Capitol Hill, and Senator Bozeman led a bipartisan effort to pass legislation requiring the FDA to improve customer safety by regulating non-corrective contact lenses as medical devices. He is a recipient of SCO's Lifetime Achievement Award in 2013, the highest honor bestowed on our graduates. Please join me in welcoming Senator John Bozeman, SCO class of 1977.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for allowing me to be with you today and share this very exciting day. Congratulations to each and every one of you. During your time here, you've been challenged with many difficult courses. I can tell you that I was equally challenged when I was here. You're leaving with skills and knowledge to excel in our great profession, and I applaud you for your efforts to pave a path for your future. It's a special honor for me to be here today. I get to do lots of special things representing the state of Arkansas as United States Senator, but today being here truly is very, very special. When I'm here at the school earlier today, you think of your old buddies, you think of things that have happened in the past. I remember as we were driving over, Kathy and I were talking about, I was on work study, and so one summer our supervisor, Mr. Hicks, decided that we should paint the building, all of the buildings. And so we painted and painted, and back then we weren't spraying. We did it all by hand, the doors, the whole bit. Kathy reminded me now that when we need something painting, I hire it done or I ask her to do it. She likes to paint. The other thing I want to do is just also recognize and thank all of the people that have worked so hard to get the graduates where they're at. And again, Kathy's a good example of that. We were married when I was here. Without her help, without her working, we simply couldn't have gotten it done. And all of you all have so many people in your lives, not just in that regard, but in so many regards that have made all of this possible. My brother was a medical doctor. He called me one day when I was at the University of Arkansas and said, "John, I've decided to go into ophthalmology. Why don't you become an optometrist and we can practice together? We'll get done at the same time." And I said, "That sounds great to me. I'll do it." I really didn't know what an optometrist or an ophthalmologist was, but it was a great decision. My brother and I built a successful clinic in Northwest Arkansas, and I always assumed that I would retire there. At the same time, having a business in the community reminds you that you have an obligation to that community. I had no intention of running for office, but my 3 girls were all in public school in Rogers, Arkansas, and a seat on the school board opened up. I felt that serving on the school board would be a good way to give back to my community. So I ran for the seat. When the vacancy for the U.S. House of Representatives opened up several years later, I encouraged friends who I thought would make excellent members to run for the office. And these were people that had been waiting for a long time to really step in. When they decided not to do that, they encouraged me to run. And again, this was the last thing in my mind as far as running for any sort of office. But I said, okay, kind of like I did with the optometry, I said, I'll do it. And jumped in. I went home and told Kathy that I was thinking about running for Congress. I thought she'd tell me to go out and cut the yard or something. But she didn't. She said, "That's great." I did get a lot of people that helped me, though, and I've sought out the counsel from a number of people, one of which was a man that held the seat for many, many years, a guy named John Paul Hammerschmidt, a person that was really beloved in the state and was revered for his constituent services. He helped so many Arkansans that were having trouble with the federal agencies, whether it was getting someone their veterans benefits, working with Social Security for others. But John Paul made me realize it's not about politics, it's about serving the public. So my goal in Washington has always been to use the power of the office for good. But you don't have to be a U.S. Senator to incorporate that mantra. That's what I want to encourage each of you to remember as you embark on your career. Find a way to use your talents to help others and never close the door in an opportunity to serve your neighbors. I grew up playing football and played at the University of Arkansas before coming to SCO. I was never the biggest guy or the fastest guy. In fact, I really wasn't a very good athlete at all. But one day in about the 5th or 6th grade, I discovered that I had a special gift, the gift of crunch. I like to hit people hard and enjoy doing it. And that took me a long way. When we're young and starting out in sports, we always look up to the star players of the era. We think those are the type of people that can have the greatest impact in the world. And while they certainly can as I got older, I realized that the people who had the greatest impact on my development were not the star athletes. They weren't the richest or the smartest. They were my coaches, my teachers, my parents, pastors, people like that, my friends. You don't have to be a superstar to make a difference. Our communities are shaped by ordinary people stepping out and doing extraordinary things. You have the ability to be that kind of person. There's an annual event in Washington. In fact, I have a lot of people come up to me and say, "Senator," or "John, this teacher or this person made a big difference in my life, I'm still waiting for somebody to come up and say it was the senator that made a big difference in their life. There's an annual event in Washington, D.C., the National Prayer Breakfast, which brings together leaders from all over the world. This is an annual event. It's very special. It's a time to reflect on God's impact on our world, country, and our lives. In 2008, a guy named Ward Brim spoke. A Minnesota businessman delivered the keynote address. He was the first person from the business community to ever be asked by Congress to address the annual gathering in Washington, D.C. He shared the transformation that he experienced on his first trip to Africa, a trip he didn't even want to take. He witnessed poverty, starvation, and deplorable living conditions. The trip opened his eyes to God's calling and mission for him to help. Ward has devoted himself to helping the people of Africa by enlisting local help to build the infrastructure that provides clean water in places where kids often die of waterborne disease by the age of 5. I relay this story as a reminder that it's important for each of us to use our talents for good, and you don't have to go to Africa to do that. If every one of us heeded the call to serve the public in some way, think of how much we could get done. Tom Osborne, the famous head football coach at Nebraska, was one of the people I looked to as a mentor to me when I was elected to the House of Representatives. Tom actually came in the same class I did, and we got to be very, very good friends. He taught me that even in a place like Washington, you can get a lot accomplished if you don't care who gets the credit. These are simple truths. He also taught me that we are stronger and smarter as a team. When each person brings their individual talents to the table, we can change things for the better. We need to be a team to address our nation's many challenges. The challenges in our specific field are plentiful. Rising costs, excessive mandates, and uncertainty are all weighing heavily on the medical profession, the medical providers in our current economic climate. Add to that the debt from education, the debt from starting up your own practice if you decide to go that route. And again, anxiety grows. But there are great reasons to be upbeat about our ability to overcome these challenges. You, the next generation of eye care providers, have the ability to effectuate positive change. And there's nothing more rewarding than using your talents to help people. Stay engaged and involved. Use your talents for good. Serve your communities, and you will have an abundance of success. I'm committed to doing everything I can in Washington to allow you to succeed in your communities. I look forward to hearing from you about how Congress can continue to help optometry and craft policies that will help our fellow doctors and our patients. I know I can count on each of you to do your part to make the country better. Thank you again for the great honor to share this joyous day with you. The time you've invested to attend class and complete your required studies are a testament to your commitment. I applaud you for your efforts to pave the way for a successful future. Again, I commend you for your efforts and encourage you to continue pushing your limitations, because if you do, the knowledge and skill sets you learn here will take you far into the world. And always remember, there's two kinds of people in the world. There's people that are givers and there's people that are takers. And I know that you all are going to be givers, and in doing so will help make the world a better place. Thank you very much.
From time to time, the Board of Trustees recognizes individuals who have rendered distinguished service to the profession of optometry and the field of vision science by awarding the honorary degree Doctor of Ocular Science. Senator Bozeman, would you please come forward? United States Senator John Bozeman graduated from SCO in 1977 and co-founded a successful private practice in Northwest Arkansas. His public service began on his local school board, and he established the low vision program at the Arkansas School for the Blind in Little Rock. As the only optometrist in Congress, he served 5 terms in the United States House of Representatives. In 2010, he was elected to the United States Senate. In 2013, he received SCO's Lifetime Achievement Award. Subsequent to the approval by the Board of Trustees of Southern College of Optometry, it is my pleasure to recommend United States Senator John Bozeman for the degree Doctor of Ocular Science.
And by virtue of the authority vested in Southern College of Optometry by the state of Tennessee, I hereby confer on Dr. Senator John Bozeman the honorary degree Doctor of Ocular Science with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Would Dr. William E. Cochran please come forward? Our second honoree is nationally recognized for more than a quarter century's leadership in the profession of optometry. As President Emeritus of Southern College of Optometry, Dr. Billy Cochran has contributed to the success of optometric education across the nation. Dr. Cochran served the profession in many capacities throughout his career. During his tenure as the president of the Association of Schools and Colleges of Optometry, known as ASCO, the organization developed a strategic plan that brought about greater collaboration between institutions. As a result, ASCO continues to guide the professional education of 21st century optometrists. Dr. Cochran also served on the National Board of Examiners in Optometry, an organization which serves the public and the profession of optometry by developing and administering exams that assess the competence of those who wish to practice optometry in the United States. At the local level, he served as president of the Memphis Association of Colleges and Universities. He also served as president of the Memphis Rotary Club and was named their Paul Harris Fellow in 2007. Dr. Cochran is a past president of the Mississippi Optometric Association and was inducted into the National Optometry Hall of Fame in 2012. On a personal note, 29 years ago, this gentleman handed me my OD degree, and I get the chance to hand him a degree today. Subsequent to approval by the Board of Trustees of Southern College of Optometry, it is my pleasure to recommend Dr. William E. Cochran for the degree Doctor of Humane Letters.
Upon your recommendation, and by the virtue of the authority vested in Southern College of Optometry by the state of Tennessee, I hereby confer on William E. Cochran, OD, the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
While all members of the graduating class of 2016 have performed in a meritorious manner, successfully completing the optometric curriculum at Southern College of Optometry, and while great pride in these accomplishments should be shared by the graduates, families, friends, and distinguished faculty of the college, there are those graduates who have achieved at a distinguished level which tradition names as the salutatorian and valedictorian of the class. By definition, the salutatorian of the class has achieved the second highest cumulative grade point average and the valedictorian the highest cumulative grade point average during the curriculum at Southern College of Optometry. It is my pleasure to present to you the salutatorian of the graduating class of 2016. Ryan C. Wilkerson, please come forward at this time to receive a plaque engraved in your honor as salutatorian of the class of 2016. It is now my distinct pleasure to announce the valedictorian of the class of 2016. Would Monica L. Perry come forward at this time to receive a plaque recognizing this honor? Latinized honors to acknowledge outstanding academic achievement while enrolled in the professional program at Southern College of Optometry were earned by members of the class of 2016. Those graduates having a cumulative grade point average of between 3.4 and 3.59 will receive the recognition of graduating cum laude. These individuals are wearing white honor cords designating this honor. Additional members of the class of 2016 are graduating magna cum laude, signifying a cumulative grade point average of between 3.6 and 3.79. Those graduating magna cum laude are wearing silver honor cords. Students graduating with a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.8 are accorded the honor of graduating summa cum laude. A gold and blue honor cord signifies this distinction. Those graduating with honors will be individually recognized as they are announced to receive their hoods and diplomas. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Optometry degree please rise? Dr. Jim Newman will now come forward and administer the optometric oath. Degree candidates, please remain standing once the oath is completed.
The optometric oath can be found in the third from last page in your brochure. I'd ask the candidates of the 2016 class to raise your right hand. Good to see y'all. Those optometrists in the audience, if they would like to participate, they could please stand and repeat the optometric oath with me. With full deliberation, I freely and solemnly pledge that I will practice the art and science of optometry faithfully and conscientiously and to the fullest scope of my competence. I will uphold and honorably promote by example and action the highest standards, ethics, and ideals of my chosen profession and the honor of the degree Doctor of Optometry which is being granted me. I will provide professional care for those who seek my services with concern, with compassion, and with due regard for their human rights and dignity. I will place the treatment of those who seek my care above personal gain and strive to see that none shall lack for proper care. I will hold as privileged and inviolable all information entrusted to me in confidence by my patients. I will advise my patients fully and honestly of all which may serve to restore, maintain, or enhance their vision and general health. I will strive continuously to broaden my knowledge and skills so that my patients may benefit from all new and efficacious means to enhance the care of human vision. I will share information cordially and unselfishly with my fellow optometrists and other professionals for the benefit of patients and the advancement of human knowledge and welfare. I will do my utmost to serve my community, my country, and humankind as a citizen as well as an optometrist. I hereby commit myself to be steadfast in the performance of this my solemn oath and obligation. You may be seated.
President Reich, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Southern College of Optometry, I present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Optometry. They have pursued their prescribed studies diligently, have passed all required examinations, and have demonstrated commendable proficiency in the art and science of optometry. I therefore recommend that the degree Doctor of Optometry be conferred upon them at this time.
Upon your recommendation, and by the virtue of the authority vested in Southern College of Optometry by the state of Tennessee, I hereby confer on those recommended the degree Doctor of Optometry with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Graduates, please be seated.
Will the first row of candidates please rise and come forward, followed by ensuing rows to receive their doctoral hoods and their degrees. Audience, will you please refrain from any applause until all candidates' names are called. Dr. Catherine Elizabeth Allen, cum laude. Dr. Alex John Amon. Dr. Jennifer Eunice Anderson. So much for the applause. Dr. Brittany Jean Angelo, magna cum laude. Dr. Catherine M. Ariza Brown. Dr. Faisio Opeyemi Alarunche. Dr. Carolyn Patricia Babb, cum laude. Dr. Erin Michelle Bales. Dr. Craig L. Baxter, in memoriam. Dr. Brennan Michelle Burwald, magna cum laude. Dr. Stephen Glenn Blake. Dr. Marie Tekla Eleanor Bowen, cum laude. Dr. Matthew Thomas Boswell. Dr. Joseph Lewis Brewer, cum laude. Dr. Daniel Brigham, summa cum laude. Dr. Eric Russell Brinkley, magna cum laude. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Eric's diploma is Dr. John Brinkley, SCO class of 1980, Eric's father. Dr. Mitchell Ryan Brown. Dr. Natalie R. Brown, magna cum laude. Dr. Michael Aaron Buchanan II. Dr. Lindsay Renee Burdick. Dr. Jameson Lee Carr. Dr. Frank Allen Carasoni, cum laude. Dr. Hunter Wallace Chapman. Dr. Enan Ching. Dr. Lee Alexander Compton. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Alex's diploma is Dr. Steve Compton, SEO class of 1978, Alex's father. Dr. Christopher M. Connor. Dr. Haley Ann Cottrell, cum laude. Dr. John-C. DeMarla. Dr. Shalini Girish DeVay. Dr. Kevin Michael Davis, summa cum laude. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Kevin's diploma are Drs. Michael and Pete Davis, both SEO class of 1987, Kevin's father and Kevin's uncle. Dr. Samantha Kim Devlin. Dr. Devin Renee Dixit, summa cum laude. Dr. Jamin L. Dixon, magna cum laude. Dr. Brooke Nicole Degas. Dr. William Wesley Dunham. Dr. Erica Opal Durlocker. Dr. Emily Rose Edwards, cum laude. Dr. Stephen Scott Ellison. Dr. Gabriel Mark Fickett, summa cum laude. Dr. Anthony Richard Fioravanti, magna cum laude. Dr. Trenton James Gash, summa cum laude. Dr. Dominique Yvette Garcia Robles. Whoops. Dr. Adeline Chan Go. Dr. Danielle Christina Gretz. Dr. Angela Marie Haas, magna cum laude. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Angela's diploma is Dr. Daniel Haas, Ohio State College of Optometry, class of 1983, Angela's father. Dr. Dalia Mahmoud Haddad, cum laude. Dr. Kristen A. Hamill. Dr. Hong Nok Angela Han. Dr. Christopher V. Harlan. Dr. Blake Matthew Hayden. Dr. Matthew Joseph Hennon. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Matt's diploma is Dr. Mark Hennon, Illinois College of Optometry, class of 1983, Matt's father. Dr. Lauren Brooke Hernandez. Dr. Leah Lentz Herron. Dr. Hannah Lee Holtorf, summa cum laude. Dr. James Gregory Hoover. Dr. Lindsay Diane Hubert. Dr. Gregory L. Johnson. Dr. Stephanie Lynn Johnson. Dr. Sarah Nicole Jones, summa cum laude. Dr. Sean Michael Joseph. Dr. Joseph Daniel Kelly Jr., magna cum laude. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Daniel's diploma is Dr. Marie Kelly, SDO class of 1985, Daniel's mother. Dr. Jessica Page Kinney, cum laude. Dr. Rachel Marie Kinney. Dr. Tyler William Kitzman. Dr. Christopher James Kowalski. Dr. Lauren Elizabeth Lusardi, cum laude. Dr. Presley Trammell McGee, magna cum laude. Dr. Adam Malik, cum laude. Dr. Tabitha Marie Margritz. Dr. Lindsay Shitwood Martin, cum laude. Dr. Shalise Lynn Mabey. Dr. Spencer James McConkey, cum laude. Dr. Dara Lockhart McDaniel Chandler, magna cum laude. Dr. Scott Joseph McIntosh, cum laude. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Scott's diploma is Dr. Thomas McIntosh, SCO class of 1985, Scott's father. Dr. Kirsten Janelle McKnight. Dr. Marla K. McNutt, magna cum laude. Dr. Courtney Lynn Melchone, cum laude. Dr. Alexandra Reed Meredith. I'm not quite sure what that was. Dr. Wynn Andrew Meredith. Dr. William Andrew Mitchell. Dr. Jacob Christopher Mortimer. Dr. Joanna Lee Murray. Dr. Andrew David Neighbors, summa cum laude. Dr. Taylor Craig Newman, magna cum laude. Dr. Haley Wynn. Dr. Brett Daniel O'Connor, summa cum laude. Dr. Logan Joseph Oliver, summa cum laude. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Logan's diploma is Dr. Keith Oliver, SEO class of 1979, Logan's father. Dr. Dylan Eugene Ott, magna cum laude. Dr. Enrique C. Palacios. Dr. William Gene Parsley III. Dr. Elizabeth Ann Parsons, magna cum laude. Dr. James Michael Pegg. Dr. Monica L. Perry, summa cum laude. Dr. Tram Mai Pham. Dr. Robert Cyrus Pfeiffer. Dr. Michael Francesco Polo. Dr. K. Chan Powell, magna cum laude. Dr. Will Piper Price. Dr. Jamin David Quilla. Dr. Shalene Raga. Dr. Kristen Jade Rice Coates, magna cum laude. Dr. Katie Elizabeth Richardson, magna cum laude. Dr. Jonathan Roughton. Dr. Christine Amanda Sager, cum laude. Dr. Whitney A. Seltman, cum laude. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Whitney's diploma is Dr. Herbert Seltman, Illinois College of Optometry, class of 1951, Whitney's grandfather. Dr. Karan P. Shaw. Dr. Ruhina Riaz Shimna. Dr. Megan K. Shirey. Dr. Kelly Elizabeth Short. Dr. Andrew Meyer Shum. Assisting President Reich in the awarding of Andrew's diploma is Dr. Steve Shum, SEO class of 1971, Andrew's father. Dr. Amy Lynn Sickman, magna cum laude. Dr. Brenton Douglas Smith, magna cum laude. Dr. Jennifer D. Smith. Dr. Megan Roebuck Stanford, cum laude. Dr. Anna Marie Stevenson. Dr. Gregory Paul Stewart, magna cum laude. Dr. Gerald William Stinson, Jr. Dr. Kyle Andrew Stott. Dr. Jamie Lee Taylor. Dr. Danietta Deshay Thomas. Dr. Emmy Catherine Thompson, magna cum laude. Is he done? Dr. Ryan C. Tiu. Dr. Ashley Megan Toland. Dr. Christina R. Ulrich. Dr. Kara Lynn Vitus, summa cum laude. Dr. Chelsea Renee Wall. Dr. Julia Madison Wall Hayes. Dr. Rebecca Ann Winnig, summa cum laude. Dr. Ryan Curtis Wilkerson, summa cum laude. Dr. Hillary Alyssa Youngblood. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2016 for its accomplishment.
Thank you all for attending the 2016 commencement ceremony for Southern College of Optometry. There is a reception right next door. After graduation, there are signs in the lobby pointing you in the correct direction. Immediately following the recessional, my class is going to stay on stage for a group photo. Family and friends, if you can just give us a few minutes to take this photo, we'll join you really soon.